This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 6 o'clock here on Good Morning Indiana, the Hoosier State blanketed in snow to kick off your work week.
And right now, the first round of snow out of central Indiana. We're now waiting for round number 2 already. This will have a major impact on your morning commute. And dozens of school districts in our viewing area have either delayed or canceled classes already today.
We have team coverage this morning with our crews keeping a close eye on the conditions so you know what exactly to expect when you hit the roads this morning. We want to welcome you in here to Good Morning Indiana. It's all we have been talking about this morning is the snowfall. It's the first big snowfall of the season, and meteorologist Todd Clausen is standing by with Todd. It ain't over yet.
No, it's not. You know, you have what's on the ground right now, right, as you walk out the door. That's the issue for your morning drive. There's a little bit of drizzle out there, a little bit of flurry action, but no significant precipitation this morning. That'll change later on this afternoon. Took this morning outside my house, about 4.5 inches of snow. If you look closely here with the ruler, we had 4.3 inches so far at the airport in Indianapolis. So it's been a good snow for us so far, and we're going to add to that as we work our way into the afternoon and evening hours on this Storm Team 6 alert day. So this morning, some fog, some drizzle, a few flurries, nothing significant. As we work our way into the afternoon hours, the rain will come back in with snow. So there's a rain aspect of the next wave of precipitation, and that's mainly in southern locations before we all go over to all snow once again this evening. So I do think, unfortunately, the evening commute is actually going to be worse than this morning's commute, because for this evening, we'll actually be dealing with falling precipitation. Depending on where you are, it'll determine what form that is in. Right now, again, the snow is really kind of wound you down for just a few hours here before this wave that you see off to our south starts to make its way into northern locations. So it's this afternoon, 2-3 o'clock, that the next wave moves in. Bloomington to Greensburg south. It's probably mainly a rain event, at least initially, but for Indianapolis and points to the north, it's probably an all snow event once again. The snow starts falling for the evening commute, continues into much of the evening hours before it starts to wind down come tomorrow morning. So we have to get through this morning's commute with slick conditions, this evening's commute for slick conditions, and potentially tomorrow morning's commute. We'll talk specific snowfall totals for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you. Let's take a look at those roads right now. As we've been saying, the salt has been out there. Crews have been out here plowing, so the interstates have been looking pretty good. You can see one vehicle right here on your screen, but we do have some issues out there. Several slide-offs that we've been monitoring this morning and a few crashes, and this one's here on the northwest side on I-65 near 38th Street. Let's take a look at our map right now so we can show you exactly where this is. The ramp issue northbound I-65 at 38th Street. Now, overall around the metro area, it doesn't look like we have too many issues. You see some yellow there on our map. That's not due to heavier traffic. That's due to you needing to go below the speed limit that's posted in that area to stay safe. Let's take a look right now from our live drive vehicle. They've been checking out some secondary streets, some other roads to show you what you can expect as you get behind the wheel this morning. Kelsey Anderson's in the passenger seat. And Kelsey, what's it looking like out there?
Hey, good morning. Well, we're on 86th Street right now, heading west, and we were on this road about an hour and a half ago, and already it's looking a lot better, if you can believe that or not. It's still covered a little bit, but it was a lot more covered earlier this morning. So crews are still out here working this morning, and again, on the interstates and stuff like that, like you said, Lauren, it is pretty clear, but of course you still want to use caution while you're out there. You want to also watch for abandoned cars on the roadway. We've noticed that there's some, it looks like they, were left there last night because now they're snow covered, but they're still in the roadways. We saw one in the right-hand lane over on Keystone Avenue early this morning, and it was snow covered, so we're assuming it's been there since last night. Also, we want to make sure people are remembering to clear off their windshields and their windows, making sure they can see out of every window in their car, not just clearing off that part so you can see in the front. So again, give yourself extra time this morning, not only to drive into work, but also to get your car cleaned off, get your car warmed up, that way you have a safe and easy drive in. And again, we told you earlier here on Good Morning Indiana that ISP gave us some updated numbers on crashes. They had 105 crashes in the last 12 hours, 14 of those being with injuries, and 37 slide-offs. So again, just still using caution. Roads are still hazardous right now this morning. They're still urging encouraging people not to go out if you don't have to. If you do not have to get on these roadways, I don't recommend it. It is slushy, it's slick still, so just be cautious while you're out there. But we're going to head over to Alyssa Donovan. She's live right now this morning with DPW, who's been working overnight, all night, to get these roads cleared for you. Alyssa?
That's right, Kelsey. About 80 trucks have been out and about overnight and throughout the day yesterday, and that is all going to repeat today because we do have more snow in the forecast. I'm here with Ben Easley with DPW. Tell me, what is your main concern today?
So we are focusing today on keeping the slushy areas from freezing again. Thoroughfares are looking pretty good right now. We believe that commuters are going to have a good time coming in, but we do ask that they focus on staying clear of slushy areas and focusing on places where they can see the pavement.
And we were saying this is kind of the first big snow event that you guys have had this year. How do you prepare for something when you haven't seen it in a while?
That's a great question. That does help us because we have plenty of that de-icer salt already in the barn. But we have had several smaller events, and our drivers have used those to get really well equipped on their routes, really oriented to their routes before this larger event.
And what can you tell drivers ahead of tonight's event? I know a lot of people saw the snow overnight. They thought maybe that's it, but we have another round coming our way.
That's right. We just keep encouraging people to build extra time into their commutes. So whether that's going home today or even tomorrow morning, make sure to wake up a little earlier tomorrow morning so you have plenty of time to get to work on time and make sure you're taking things slow and safe.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here this morning. And of course, as you're out on the roadways this morning and tonight, you should use caution around those DPW plows and other pieces of equipment on the roadways. They ask that you have 3 car lengths between their trucks and your own vehicle just to be safe as we are out on the roads with this snow event this morning and this afternoon. Reporting live, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Great advice, Alyssa. Thank you. And want to take a look right now at DPW's Indy Snow Force Viewer map. As you can see here at your screen, it shows just how recently the roads across the Circle City have been treated. The color of the roads shows the time. So green means the roads were cleared within the last 2 hours. You can see so there's a lot of red and blue out there, so use caution as you're heading to work or school this morning.
Here at 6:07, we're following a developing story out of Bloomington this morning. Indiana University officials investigating an incident at a fraternity. The school says the alleged incident happened Friday night at the Pi Kappa Phi fraternity and involved a physical assault along with anti-Semitic and racial slurs. Pi Kappa Phi has been placed on an organizational cease and desist, meaning its members cannot host or participate in activities at the fraternity while the investigation is ongoing. A search warrant has been executed and the victims have been interviewed. Detectives are working with the Monroe County Prosecutor's Office and federal authorities.
The time now is 6:08, a deadly intersection in Lebanon, and what to do about it will be the target of a vote today. This coming after RTV6 went to work for a family seeking closure on this issue. Last month, Sherry Dennis died at the intersection of County Road 100 South and County Road 400 East. Her family says the speed limit is 40 miles an hour, and even though it's a two-way stop, the intersection is hard to see. Boone County commissioners are proposing to change it to a 4-way stop and to add fines for any violations. They're scheduled to vote later this morning to approve those changes.
Time now is 6:09, and as winter is getting in full swing, the need is urgent for people experiencing homelessness. They need coats and blankets to stay warm. So to help, the Jane Pauley Community Health Center is holding a blanket drive to collect new and gently used blankets for Wheeler Mission. You can drop off your donations to any Jane Pauley Community Health Center. There are 22 locations in 5 different counties, including 16 that are right here in Indianapolis. The drive has been extended to January 10th in order to get more donations.
The reason why we're holding the drive until January 10th is because we have such a need after the holidays. During the holidays, they get a surplus of blankets and coats and things like that. But when you get into the colder months in January and February, which are the absolute coldest in the state of Indiana, then we're lacking.
We provide a lot of primary care, behavioral health care, and dental to those same folks. And so what better way than to contribute back to them? And so the employees have started a blanket drive to give donations back to the Wheeler Mission.
Right now, the Wheeler Mission also has an urgent need for men's coats. They're looking for all sizes. You can drop those off at the Men's Residential Center on Delaware Street. And as folks are heading out today, Todd, they're going to want to grab the coat, maybe the heavier gloves and the hat, the scraping tools. A lot of things are going to need today.
Yeah, you definitely need the hat, the gloves, because we're dealing with not so much in the way of any precipitation right now. It's coming back, though, and obviously the damage was done with over 4 inches of snow in many locations from the start last night into the early morning hours. So today's rain, snow chances. You notice I didn't say just all snow. Some of you will see rain today, but they ramp up as the day goes on, with the heaviest and most widespread precipitation going to be from the evening commute onward. Keep that in mind as you start your day off. Now, obviously, this morning we are dealing with a lot of snow and slush on the roadways, as Alyssa was telling you about. But as far as what's going on right now, there's not a lot of precipitation out there. There's a little bit of patchy fog. There's some drizzle, but that is just about it. But the next wave of moisture, which is rain and snow, is to our south, and that is going to head in our direction, bringing accumulations back to the area. You've been watching for your county here at the top of the screen. You notice some under winter weather advisories. Some of you will be under winter storm warnings. That's because at 2 o'clock, that's when the snow is going to start to ramp up once again. And we're looking at an additional about 1 to 3 inches, maybe close to 4 inches on a swath right through the middle of the state, including I-70. Get on either side of that band of 1 to 3 inches, though. And to the south, Bedford over to Greensburg, that's where you mix in some rain. So your snowfall totals will be lower. To the north, the precipitation really just doesn't make it that far to the north. So under an inch in Lafayette, as well as the Logansport area. So just give yourself some extra time here with your morning commute and your evening commute. And of course, download the Storm Shield app. I was using the radar yesterday as that snow started to come in, and it'll also alert you to whether any other counties get upgraded from that advisory to the winter storm warnings. We'll talk more about this snowfall and the accumulations for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you so much. And still ahead, recruiting the next generation of workers before they even graduate high school. How one auto shop program is filling the gap by investing early. That's next in Hiring Hoosiers, right here on RTV6.
Commercials and home goods. That worked well.
It's 6:15 on your Monday. Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Here is a look at the roads from our live driving vehicle, Meridian Street there on the north side of town. A variety of road conditions around the area, and that is causing school delays and closings. Right now on the app, we have more than 200 delays and closings listed, and that number is growing by the minute. So even if you checked in earlier this morning, check back in before sending the kids out there, and also check in during the day, because we know we have another round of snow coming this afternoon that could impact dismissal times. So we'll be checking in with those, and also Todd Clausen for today's full forecast coming up.
For the past year, Hiring Hoosiers has been connecting you to jobs, resources, and training. And one local business took action to find the next generation of workers.
They went to their local school district and made an investment in the teachers and the students at that school system. So let me show you the program driving students to their future careers.
Future mechanics in motion. Learning everything about fixing your vehicle. From the engine, to the fuel injection, to the brakes system.
I find it interesting. Yeah, and then I want to become like fixing cars.
Leslie Cuatlayo is a junior who believes these skills could help her pay for college and save money on regular car maintenance.
Sometimes I try to help my dad. Help like change oil. You get to know other things instead of doing makeup and stuff. So for me, makeup's kind of like not like it's a girly thing for me, but like mechanic, it's really cool.
Lawrence Township Schools partnered with Ed Martin Automotive to create this program at the McKenzie Center for Innovation and Technology. Since 2015, Ed Martin has contributed $75,000 annually to support all of this, especially with the latest equipment. Another bonus, students who graduate will find an employer willing to give the very best a break on an open job.
We are definitely in demand, and a lot of times they want to make sure that they have good soft skills, that they can speak to customers. Most of them say we'll train them, but we need to know that they have that basic foundation of having some experience working with employees or employer relationships, as well as just knowing the basics.
In Indianapolis, Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.
And hopefully you won't need a mechanic today, so hopefully be cautious as you're out on those roads today. But if you need a mechanic, there's some good ones out there. Beyond that vehicle program, the Ed Martin family also funded a scholarship to benefit a college-bound senior seeking an automotive career. You can find out more information about this program and so many more by heading to our website, hiringhoosiers.com.
And if your car is parked in the driveway right now, you're not only going to need a shovel, said driveway, you're going to have to wipe off a lot of snow that has accumulated on your windshield this morning, Todd.
Yeah, you know, shovel the sidewalk too. Don't forget about that in the front of your house for all the kids that are walking out to the bus stop here this morning if they are not on a delay. So here's what's going to happen throughout the entire day. I'll give you your headlines first so you can kind of plan ahead, and then we'll break it down for you. This morning, we're just dealing with some patchy drizzle and or a few flurries out there. The damage is pretty much done what's on the roads right now. We're not going to pick up any additional accumulation, but obviously we're talking about snow on the roadways, and in some cases over 4 inches of snow, so definitely have to give yourself some extra time. This afternoon at 2 o'clock, a winter storm warning will go into effect. We've been under a winter weather advisory now for almost 24 hours. Well, the National Weather Service is going to upgrade that as another round of precipitation is going to move in for this evening. That's going to bring accumulating snow to most of the area. However, there's going to be a mix in a southern location. So far, 4.3 inches of snow officially at the airport. We're going to tack on to that number with probably an additional 1 to 3 inches here throughout the remainder of the day. The current situation shows just a few flurries and or a little bit of patchy drizzle and some patchy fog out there, but that's just about it. However, the first wave, this is the snow that came through last night and early this morning off to our west. This next wave is quickly going to start to make its way into our area, and that's why the National Weather Service has upgraded all the counties you see in pink here to winter storm warnings that start at 2 o'clock. On either side of that, it's winter weather advisories that will remain in place throughout the remainder of the day. By 10 o'clock, some patchy drizzle, a few flurries here and there across the area. It's not really till this afternoon, though, that we start to ramp up the precipitation. However, notice in southern locations, probably just south of Bloomington and Greensburg, you mix with rain, maybe a little bit of freezing rain, but through the heart of central Indiana and heart of the state for that matter, this is where the heaviest of the snow is going to fall. There will be a pretty sharp cutoff in northern locations though, Lafayette to Kokomo, but these darker blues here, that's some pretty good snow, and look at the timestamp at 6 o'clock. So for your evening commute along I-70, just south and just north, I think it's going to be a pretty rough one, so keep that in mind going forward. This morning, again, the roads are slushy. They've been cleared overnight, but there'll be actual precipitation falling from the sky for the evening drive, and then it'll continue into the overnight hours and wrap up by tomorrow morning's commute, but that one could be really rough too. This is additional snowfall totals, 1 to 3 inches through the center of the state, maybe even a few 4-inch totals. Get on either side of that band though, where it mixes south of Bloomington up to 1 inch, Lafayette to Peru, you don't really get into the heavier snow, so up to 1 inch of additional accumulation for you as well. Temperatures today will hold pretty steady, or right around 30 to 33 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast, again, the morning commute's probably pretty rough with snow on the ground, but nothing falling from the sky. And then we get into some sunshine as the day goes on tomorrow with a high temperature of 31 degrees. It's cold on Wednesday, and then a warming trend heading into the weekend and the week of Christmas with pretty quiet weather, which will be very good news. But today, Storm Team 6 alert day for several reasons, for slippery conditions this morning, and again, what's heading our way this afternoon and this evening.
And Todd, NDOT East Central, that's our district here that covers central Indiana. They just tweeted out that 55 drivers have been out treating and plowing all the interstates around Indianapolis, but some roads are still slushy, so they say you don't want to hit the slush with your tires going 70 miles per hour, so slow down. And they want you to know their plows are going to be out during the rush hour, so watch out for them. This is what the interstates look like right now on our map. You can see the yellow out there isn't because traffic is busy. It's because you need to go slower than the posted speed limit. Here on the northwest side, we are monitoring a few issues that that ramp issue continuing on northbound I-65 at 38th Street, a stalled truck there. We also have left lane blocked southbound I-465 at 71st Street. That's for a crash cleanup. And then down here to our west, 2 right lanes closed on southbound I-465 as you approach I-70. That is due to a crash. We are taking a look at other roads, not just the interstates, the secondary streets. Those are the ones by your home. Those might slow you down, or you may run into some patchy slick spots out there. Kelsey Anderson is in our passenger seat of the live drive vehicle. And Kelsey, what are you guys seeing right now?
Well, right now we are on Meridian Street heading southbound towards the city, and right now the roads look pretty clear, but what we have noticed is these spots can jump out of you kind of out of nowhere, not just slushy slick spots, but we're driving along Meridian, and in the right-hand lane it was clear, and then all of a sudden it was snow covered and it was not clear whatsoever, so we had to hop over into the left lane pretty quickly. So just being alert of where you are, what the road conditions are like in front of you, just paying attention 100% to the roads this morning is what we are suggesting people do. Again, like you said, those interstates are looking clear, but you of course want to slow down, because if you hit that slush going at 70 miles per hour, that could cause big problems for you and your car. For now, send it back to you guys in the studio.
Kelsey, thank you so much. Stay safe out there. If you ordered anything on Amazon this holiday season, there's a common delivery scam that is trying to get your password. What to watch for so you don't waste your money.
All right, Disney fans, listen up. Right now is your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to see Disney on Ice Worlds of Enchantment. The Magic is going to take place January 22nd through the 26th right here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. All you got to do is be the 6th caller right now. 317-269-1459 is the number. If you don't win right now, we are giving away more tickets later this morning, so continue to watch. We'll be right back after the break.
For more info, go to ChristmasNightsOfLights.com.
It is 6:26, and here is what is trending at 6. Porch Pirates. It's pretty much the talk of the season after whether or not you've got your holiday shopping done and what you're going to do when your in-laws come to visit. So a Colorado woman is fed up with Porch Pirates, as are many people, so she found this creative way to fight back. She says her family had taken packages from her porch more than 20 times. A family did, not her own family. So to get revenge, she got the idea to load up empty boxes with garbage and put them out as traps. The latest one contains cigarette butts, fast food trash, and used kitty litter. The Pirates have swiped 4 rounds of those fake packages so far. Unfortunately, we don't have video, though, of their reaction when they open them.
I like the lady that left the diapers at the front porch.
That was pretty good, too.
You deserve it. If you steal, you deserve whatever you get. I'm just saying.
Package.
Now take a look at this. This dog may not have a bike, but he decided to compete in a cycling race in Germany over the weekend.
My goodness.
Somehow this dog got loose and decided that he wanted to join the race.
Oh,
Hey. Wait a minute. The good boy was able to cross the finish line, chasing right along with several cyclists. Eventually, crews were able to slow this guy down and return him to his owner.
So he has a leash on, too.
And the winner is Lassie.
Those poor cyclists are like, okay, I'm trying to compete, but I also don't want to hurt this poor dog. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. What chaos there.
Oh, wow.
All right, Todd, if people are taking their dogs out for a walk this morning, they need to be careful. The sidewalks might be a bit icy.
Yeah, you know, there's snow cover for that matter, you know, because a lot of people went to sleep and it was still snowing, so they're just waking up now and having to clean those sidewalks. And make sure you do that before you leave the house for everybody. So it's a Storm Team 6 alert day this morning. Just a few flurries and or a little bit of patchy drizzle for you in this forecast. But as we go into the afternoon hours, probably mid-afternoon onward into the evening, the steady precipitation returns. For most of us, that is snow. For some of you in southern locations, that is going to be a rain. But accumulating snow, an additional 1 to 3 inches will be possible here later on this evening. As far as the advisories, the purple, that's winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings for all the counties you see there in pink.
Todd, thank you so much. Of course, Meredith, you were done shopping, what, in July or August?
Absolutely.
Did you order anything from Amazon this holiday season? If so, you need to be on the lookout for the next scam out there, an attempt to get your Amazon password.
Consumer reporter John Mattery shows us how they do it so you don't waste your money.
Many of us are waiting for Amazon deliveries in these days before Christmas, which means we're very likely to open up an email from Amazon. But that's why it's so easy this month to fall for an Amazon phishing scam. Lisa Wang owns a wellness salon, so she orders dietary supplements every day. But one recent Amazon email stood out.
They said that you have a big shipment order, over $6,000.
She never ordered $6,000 of product at once. Lisa, like a lot of people, has an Amazon account and frequently places orders, so she did what many of us would do. She read the email.
They want me to call, there's a 1-800 number.
Since she thought it was simply an error, she called the number provided. When you first saw it, did it look real?
Yes.
The man who answered started asking her to confirm her information.
They said, okay, and give me your email on this order.
He then asked for her password, but at that point, Lisa realized something was not right.
I heard on the background, so non-English conversation behind it. It's not professional at all.
Turns out it was a phishing scam that are very easy to fall for this time of year. They're so common, Amazon now warns about these on its site. Red flags include the email calls you client or customer, not your name. The return address is not Amazon.com, and it's typically for a large amount of money, guaranteed to get your attention. Good thing Lisa got suspicious.
Kind of maybe scared.
Now, that was John Mattery's reporting. He says the bottom line, be suspicious of any Amazon email about a product you did not order or you're not expecting. Your best bet is to just delete it so you don't waste your money. For more cost-saving tips and ideas, visit the money section of our website, theindychannel.com. Now on Good Morning Indiana on this Monday morning at 6:30, here is your news feed. We've got some sad news out of West Lafayette this morning. A Purdue student has died just one night before he was set to graduate. The university says Kyle Runkle, a senior in the School of Aeronautics and Astronautics, died Saturday. No cause of death has been given at this time.
Indiana University investigating an alleged fight involving two fraternities. The school says it happened Friday night at the Pi Kappa Phi fraternity house. It involved a physical assault along with anti-Semitic and racial slurs. The Indiana Daily Student is reporting that the fight was with members of the Alpha Epsilon Pi, which is a traditionally Jewish fraternity.
Metro Police are investigating after a man was found dead in a pond at an apartment complex. Officers there responding to the Scarborough Lake Apartments near 46th Street and High School Road around 4 Sunday afternoon. Homicide detectives have taken over, but this case is still being called a death investigation. The man's name and cause of death have not been released. Here this morning, you may be waking up on a Storm Team 6 alert day and taking some time to plow your driveway, your neighbor's driveway, like Rafael Sanchez did this morning before coming in.
Well, you want to help out any seniors or people with special needs children. Do your part this morning. It's going to be great because round 2 is on the way.
It ain't over yet.
Yeah, we're talking about what happened last night and this morning. Now we have to talk about this evening's commute and even tomorrow morning's commute. We're still talking about potentially slick conditions. This morning, though, as you walk out the door, it's a good opportunity to get rid of that first wave of snow on your sidewalks and your driveway because there's not a whole lot going on right now. This is a live look outside from IMS looking back towards downtown Indianapolis. Pretty scene there with the lights inside the track, but you can also see the city skyline, and that's key because if snow was falling, you would not be able to see that, and we're getting a little bit of a break. There's some drizzle out there and a few flurries, but for the most part, your morning commute, you're only dealing with what's on the ground already. Nothing additional falling from the sky. That changes, though, for your evening commute as the next wave of precipitation is going to move in. For some of you to the south, it's rain. Most of us, it is going to be snow once again, and this is coming in throughout the afternoon hours. At 2 p.m., a winter storm warning goes into effect. That will replace the winter weather advisory. It stays winter weather advisories, though, to the north and to the south of I-70 in many locations outside of that winter storm warning, so keep that in mind. Here's how it plays out for you in TrueCast. Much of the morning is pretty quiet. By the evening drive, it stays quiet to the north. There's a pretty sharp cutoff in the precipitation to the south, Bloomington, Greensburg, down towards the Seymour area. That's where there's going to be a rain-snow mixture. For Indianapolis, though, it's mainly snow throughout much of the evening. That snowfall snowfalls all the way into tomorrow morning's commute. We'll talk specific snowfall totals for you coming up in just a few minutes. Lauren.
And Todd, this is what the interstates are looking like right now. This is our INDOT traffic camera at I-65, a little south of 38th Street. We've been monitoring an issue there, a stalled truck, and police at the scene here in the northbound lane. This is impacting the ramp system in that area. You can see traffic is still getting by okay, but it is picking up, so you're going to want to use caution as you're heading out there. We know actually a lot of people are going to be driving in a little bit later this morning, and that's because we have more than 200 school delays and closures listed on our app right now. In Meredith, we know some school districts, they're keeping students home altogether, and it could change as the day goes on.
Absolutely, and whenever you do drive in, you can expect some places to be slick. Our Kelsey Anderson has been in the passenger seat of our live drive, watching those the roads all morning long. Right now, she is, Kelsey, where are you at right now, and what are the roads like? I see you're behind one of those trucks.
Yes, so we are on Capitol Avenue heading downtown, and we were just behind one of the plow trucks, and they've been out here all morning. And right now, if your commute takes you to downtown Indy, your roads are pretty good right now. So, of course, we're going to keep reminding you to watch out for those slick spots, the slushy areas. But right now, the roads are pretty clear. But, of course, just keep that speed limit under what the speed limit actually is, because, again, you don't want to hit that slush. Going at a high rate of speed just could cause problems for you, other drivers, your car, all kinds of issues this morning. So just take your time getting to work. Give yourself some extra time leaving your house this morning. Give yourself time for your car to warm up, cleaning off your car, and then, of course, just that added couple minutes for your drive this morning as you're heading into work. But so far, we've been out on 86th Street, Keystone Avenue, and everything looks pretty clear. Everything's traveling pretty smoothly. Just that little bit of slush and slick spots throughout your drive. But for now, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Kelsey, thank you so much. As you head out this morning, don't be overconfident. Just be cautious, but also give them room to work and don't tailgate. Key messages as snowplows are right now on the move. Our team coverage continues out with our Alyssa Donovan, who is standing by with where the machinery is really, and the manpower will soon be out and about yet again. Alyssa?
That's right. They've been working hard, and I want to show you right now. This is really good snowball snow. It's good packing snow. So that means something for these drivers as they're heading out. I'm here with Ben Easley. Tell me what this means for you guys when you have this wetter snow like this.
Sure, if it's wetter, heavier snow, then it's easier for us to push it off to the side of the street. So you do get some of that slush like we've been talking about this morning, but it is somewhat easier for us to get it off to the sides.
And what is your main concern today as drivers head out on the roads?
Well, we already have seen some record snowfall for this time of year, and we're looking at a second wave of that coming soon. So what we're going to be focusing on is pre-treating roads for that second wave, making sure slick spots don't develop.
Okay, and any advice for drivers as they head out this morning or prepare for their evening commute, which we know it's going to impact both?
Right. Just make sure you give yourself plenty of extra time. Take times going around big corners, bridge overpasses, all those spots that might be a little bit extra slick.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Good advice. And of course, give those DPW trucks some extra time as you head out on the roads. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Ooh.
Oh, I missed.
Oh, good try, Alyssa. Hey, at least we know it's packing snow. Thank you so much. You can work on that before the next time. Okay, so we're going to take a look right now at that map. This is the Indy Snow Force map. It's showing you around the Circle City where DPW has plowed and how recently. So the green areas, those are the areas that are good to go. They just went through there. Red, blue, those are areas they haven't touched in a little bit. So things may have changed there. Although the good news is the snow isn't coming down right now. So hopefully as they clear these streets, they stay clear until that next round later this afternoon.
The time now is 6:38, and here's the 411 on 911. Only call 911, you know, if it's an emergency, though it landed a Bartholomew County man in jail. You see, Columbus police say this man, Aaron Allman, accidentally called 911. He then told dispatchers everything was okay, that police did not need to come to his home. They did anyway, just to check on him, and that's when they discovered that Allman was wanted for an outstanding warrant for failure to appear in court. Allman was booked into the Bartholomew County Jail before being released on bond.
Someone is slithering and slinking around parts of Fishers, and police say they are taking away some holiday cheer. Up next, how some bandits took one family's prized Christmas possession.
And it was an act of generosity that helped a record number of families in central Indiana. And the guy who showed up even after being attacked and shot on the job. The time now is 6:39, and you're watching Good Morning Indiana.
From all of us here at Andy Moore.
Welcome back. A Fishers family says an antique Santa decoration was stolen outside of their home, and they're just one of several families saying that a thief targeted their holiday decorations. Take a look at this doorbell video. This was taken near 131st and Promise Road in Fishers. You can see there the light up Santa. Well, the lights go out, and then someone takes off with the decoration. Colby Smethers tells us the Santa had been in the family for 50 years, passed down from his grandparents, who have both since passed away.
Showed somebody drove by very slowly, and then within the next minute or so, you can see arms reaching from behind the garage and just pulling the Santa away. We had the Santa staked into the ground, so it wasn't an easy nab. We'll still put out decorations and just hope that people don't suck as much.
Well, Colby says that this theft happened on Wednesday around 1 a.m. and during the same time frame, another one of his neighbors captured a similar silver older model SUV in that neighborhood. A woman was on that neighbor's porch rummaging around. Two others have posted on the Nextdoor app claiming their decorations were also stolen. So we've reached out to the Fishers Police Department to see just how many people in that area were targeted. We'll keep you updated.
Stop the stealing and bring back the Santas. Come on. The time now is 6:43. 7 months after being shot and attacked on the job, IMPD officer Eric Rosenbaum still has not been cleared to return to work. But that did not stop him from joining several dozens of his fellow officers in an annual act of giving. A record 350 families, they benefited from the Indianapolis Fraternal Order of Police Shop with a Cop event. Children too young to attend or in foster care had officers as their personal shoppers, filling clothing and toy requests during the Saturday event. Officer Rosenbaum says it's an event he looks forward to every year.
A lot of times when we come into contact with people, it's not on the best terms, or, you know, could be the worst day of their life, but being able to do something like this, it's rejuvenating not only for us, but for the kids to be able to come together.
He recently even got a Purple Heart for his bravery, so we look forward to him returning to work at some point. The kids in attendance packed 100 boxes that will be distributed by the Midwest Food Bank. Officers will pass out gifts to children unable to attend later this week.
If you're online doing some late holiday shopping, you might want to take a close look at the website you're using. Next, how scammers are moving some letters around in website addresses to try to trick you out of your money. Todd.
And the snow is on the ground here this morning, but not much is falling from the sky as you walk out the door. Maybe a little bit of patchy drizzle, and that'll be just about it, with temperatures hovering right around 30 degrees. So temperatures won't really move much, but what will change is this wave of precipitation is bringing another round of accumulating snow to our area. We'll talk about the timeline and how much we'll see coming up in your Storm Team 6 forecast. The time now is 6:44. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
At Ross, yes for less.
Welcome back. It is 6:46 on our Monday, and we're keeping a close eye on the roads as traffic is picking up. We have the slushy conditions out there. Here's a look at a crash we're monitoring right now, slowing down traffic on the northwest side. This is the southbound lanes near West 71st Street. Left lane there is blocked. You can see traffic is heavy in that area in both directions. So we'll continue to keep a close eye out for the trouble spots this morning, and we'll keep you updated.
It's great to see traffic moving on this Monday morning. This holiday season, we're counting down the 12 scams of Christmas to keep you protected from fraud. And this morning, we're focusing on those lookalike websites. It's our 5th scam of the season. Scammers cast wide nets, sending emails with links to websites that are designed to look like reputable retailers. They entice you to click on those links, maybe even fill out shipping or credit card information by sending you a deal that's too good to be true. Now, aside from emails, these websites can also be found in ads on social media.
Always read terms and conditions, because refunds, exchanges, when you're going to get your product, all of that, for a legitimate retailer, they're going to have that information, including a privacy policy. If it's not there, it's another good warning sign that you're on to a fake website.
This in mind as well. Before going to that website, hover over the link to view the URL. For secure shopping, verify that there's a padlock next to that URL, and that begins with the letters HTTPS on the checkout page. Also do some research on that website. Google their address and the website's name, followed by the words complaints or scam to see if anything just pops up to inform you. Another big red flag are misspellings in those emails. So working for you over the next couple of days, we are highlighting a different scam that crooks like to use this time of year. And we'll show you how to avoid them on our website, theindychannel.com.
Happy holiday, happy holiday. May the calendar keep bringing happy holidays to you.
Well, the Holiday Inn was definitely open on Sunday at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. We're talking, of course, about Aaron Holiday leading the way with 23 points off the bench. Miles Turner and Domantas Sabonis each had a double-doubles, as well as the Pacers. They're beating Charlotte Hornets 107-85. Now, tomorrow night, it's a big night for the team. LeBron James heading to town with the Lakers at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Good luck to the Pacers. Looking pretty good this season. And I like that, too. Yeah, getting us in the Christmas spirit. And boy, does it look like Christmas
9
outside.
days away. And Todd, are we going to have a white Christmas? I mean, should we just wait to get through today first and then?
Hey, Meredith, let's not get ahead of yourself here.
I'm asking what the people want to know.
Yes.
All the snow that is out there is going to melt before Christmas. Yeah, maybe we'll see if we can get another storm in here before Christmas. But what we're dealing with right now is just quiet conditions across central Indiana. That will change once again. Obviously, a lot of snow on the ground, slick commute on their way across the area, but the road crews have been doing a great job here throughout the overnight hours. And there's only a little bit of drizzle out there, a few flurries, but more accumulating snow heads our way this afternoon and into the evening. And I do think the evening drive for many of you is probably going to be worse than what you experience here this morning, because there's nothing falling from the sky for the most part right now. Beautiful picture inside IMS with all the Christmas lights. Temperatures right now sit in the 30s, but we're below freezing in all locations except for Bloomington at 33 degrees. So even though there's nothing falling from the sky, a lot of slush out there, and nothing is melting as of right now, but radar is quiet. Things will change, though, pretty quickly as we work our way into the afternoon hours, and that's why the National Weather Service at 2 o'clock is going to up the winter weather advisory to winter storm warnings for all the counties you see in pink, essentially right along I-70 with the exception of Wayne County. And that's because this is the area where we're going to see the most significant additional snowfall later on this afternoon. So the flurries are out there and the drizzle just so light that radar can't pick it up. But this next wave of precipitation is going to be heading our way. And I say precipitation because we are going to be dealing with both rain and snow with this system as it makes its way into our area. So let me go over to TrueCast. Here we are mid-morning. A lot of this is just going to be some flurries and or some drizzle across the area. But as we get into the mid-afternoon hours, snow is going to overspread the area once again. But you notice as you work your way down to Bloomington and Seymour and points to the south, there's mixing that is taking place. So that is going to cut down on your additional snowfall. And to the north, there's a pretty sharp cutoff with as far as the precipitation getting into your neighborhood or advancing that far to the north. But this dark shade of blue here, that's some pretty good snow, and the timing is not great. 5, 6 o'clock. So I think the earlier you could probably depart work this morning, or this afternoon rather, is probably going to be in your advantage as far as the precipitation goes. And then the snow is going to continue into the overnight hours as well and finally taper off by tomorrow morning's commute. This is on top of what has already fallen, which is in many areas 4 inches. We're expecting another 1 to 3 inches, maybe a little bit more in some locations. But I will point out, it is a sharp cutoff. You get on either side of that 1 to 3 inch band and your precipitation or snowfall total goes down a lot. You're only talking about less than an inch here in southern locations and up towards Lafayette as well as Peru. So prepare ahead for additional rounds of snow heading our way later on this afternoon into the evening hours. Once we get beyond tomorrow morning's commute, we'll be dealing with quiet conditions and a warming trend. We're back up into the 40s by the weekend, and that's why I said we're not going to be dealing with a white Christmas with this snow that has fallen right now.
All right, Todd, we have a traffic alert for drivers. This is I-465 near Pendleton Pike on the northeast side. Things are coming to a stop. You can see one vehicle here turned sideways. Emergency crews and police blocking off the road to help that car out. They just arrived there at the scene. And just a moment ago, I watched another fire truck with the lights on going northbound here. So a couple issues to slow you down here on the northeast side. You can see traffic is at a crawl as we do have some lanes restricted. Down on the south side, we also have a car crash involving 3 vehicles on northbound I-65 at I-465. So as traffic is picking up, we're getting into the rush hour. Things are starting to slow down. So give yourself that extra time.
Lauren, thank you. And here it is, your last chance. Right now is your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to see Disney on Ice Worlds of Enchantment. The magic will take place from January 22nd through the 26th at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. All you have to do is be the 6th caller right now at 317-269-1459. Good luck, and we'll see you on the other side of commercial break.
Days from 4:30 to 7.
Welcome back. We are monitoring several issues now on the roads as traffic is picking up, like this one here on northbound lanes of I-465 and Pendleton Pike. You can see a vehicle there twisted around. Crews there at the scene helping. And so traffic is picking up. We know several schools are delayed, more than 230. I just saw that on the app right now.
Wow.
And Todd, you're saying it ain't over yet.
No, you know, I think honestly this evening's commute's probably going to be worse than this morning's. This morning it's what's on the ground already, but there's not much falling from the sky. Snow will ramp back up throughout the middle half of the afternoon. Another 1 to 3 inches will be possible in the areas you see in pink. That's where the winter storm warnings will go into effect at 2 p.m. Everybody else, winter weather advisory. So caution needed here all day long.
Todd, thank you. School delays, closures, and everything in between on the RTV6 app.
Have a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow morning.